High-altitude winters leave zero margin for error. The ecosystem up here operates on strict, unforgiving mathematics. A predator spends calories to hunt, and it must recoup those calories in flesh. If that equation fails, the animal freezes. Down in the deep drifts, a white lamb is stranded, trembling and completely exposed to the wind. Up on the ridge, a lone gray wolf locks onto the target. The predator is simply answering a biological mandate to eat. The wolf launches off the ice. Every muscle fiber and tendon is optimized for this exact, brutal geometry. Once the leap begins, the outcome is practically written into the animal's DNA. Yet, in the final milliseconds of the descent, the wolf twists its spine, aggressively fighting its own momentum. It crashes hard into the snowdrift, burning immense physical energy specifically to avoid the lamb. Exhaling a thick cloud of frost, the wolf stands up. Instead of snapping its jaws, it lowers its snout and gently nudges the lamb's head. The predator calculates the cost of the kill and decides to stop. Nature requires violence for balance, and that is an established rule of ecology. The true anomaly is a starving apex predator looking at an easy meal and actively choosing mercy over its own immediate survival. As the ice slowly gives way to the blooming wildflowers of a sunlit spring valley, that single act of mercy develops into a daily routine. The wolf and the lamb stay close. They rest side by side in the tall grass, their breathing falling into perfect synchronization. In the wild, physical proximity between species usually signals an attack. Here, it indicates absolute trust. Normally, energy flows strictly upward, the lamb at the bottom, the wolf at the top. But this companionship destroys that vertical hierarchy, forcing a horizontal, balanced circle. Suppressing that predatory reflex daily demands massive, continuous psychological effort to maintain equilibrium. The bond holds firm even during moments of total vulnerability. When a yellow butterfly lands directly on the lamb's nose, drawing sudden, erratic movement, the wolf merely watches peacefully. Prolonged peace between natural enemies is never a passive state. It is an exhausting construct built through thousands of small, daily choices to override instinct. Repressing millions of years of evolution eventually creates friction. As night falls, the dark woods begin to mirror the descent into the wolf's internal psyche. The physical threat of the forest fades, replaced by the weight of genetic memory. A phantom pack emerges, thousands of generations of predatory programming demanding that the wolf remember what it was born to do. The deep, rumbling growls of these spectral wolves exert a powerful gravitational pull. They attempt to drag the lone predator back into the rigid mechanics of the food chain. The tension snaps. A phantom alpha lunges directly out of the mist, targeting the lamb. The wolf faces an immediate crisis of loyalty. Without hesitation, the real gray wolf steps squarely in front of the lamb. It bares its teeth, fully rejecting the pressure of its own ancestry. The wolf roars, a deafening sound that physically shatters the spectral illusion into glowing dust, silencing the biological programming. Breaking the rules of your own biology is a severe process. Protecting a fragile bond often requires the absolute, violent severing of the history you inherited. Free from the terrestrial laws of the forest below, the two animals climb to the highest mountain peak, putting miles of stone between themselves and the ecosystem they left behind. Under the glow of a massive silver moon, their visual contrast is striking. The jagged, fierce outline of the predator stands perfectly aligned with the soft, gentle shape of the prey. In this moment, the wolf has reached a point where its connection with the lamb has become more vital than the drive to hunt. It is no longer a predator momentarily restraining itself, but an individual successfully prioritizing its own empathy. They sit at the cliff edge in unbroken silence. Against the vast, indifferent mechanics of the universe, their quiet vigil stands as a permanent rebellion. The mountain is defined by domination and survival, yet here a more durable force exists, a persistence found only in the decision to stay together. Because occasionally, the coldest laws of nature bow to the warmth of companionship.